Hello, my name is Duto Hardono. I'm from Indonesia.
So Duto, hi again. And you came on the residency in 2011,
Yes.
just after the earthquake and the tsunami, when things were still very, very uncertain.
Yes, crazy.
When you look back on it now, do you have any memories of this period, in terms of tension of the city and the feeling of the people? It was different.
Yes. It's kind of weird feeling. One part is like a strong feeling about sympathy or something like that. And
Because a big disaster just happened.
Disaster just happened, and one part myself is like very excited to be here. But another part is like scared things about because my family also worries something like that. And yes, but yeah, I'm sure that everything is gonna be okay. So maybe we just wait for a couple weeks. Moment will be delayed, and in the end, we're delayed for 2 weeks, I guess.
Yes.
We're supposed to be here around 14th of March, but we delayed until the first week of April. So
Which was actually very soon, even then.
Less than a month after the
Because many residencies and even exhibitions closed or cancelled, or artists who were supposed to come didn't come.
We went back.
So you were one of the few people going the other way.
Yes. A lot of people told me that it's strange that a lot of people from foreign people that live in Tokyo just coming back home to their hometowns. And why you coming to Tokyo at that time? It's like kind of.
So Japanese people asking you.
Yes, something like that. But yeah, I told them I think it's okay.
Plus, of course, like Chagi said, in Sumatra, you also
we
experienced a big tsunami.
Big tsunami from 2002, I guess. So yeah, I think it's just people maybe overreacted, but I don't know, or maybe the news getting exaggerated or something like that. But I believe everything's okay, just as long as you can take care of yourself and others. So yes, just just take care of yourself.
And you've said before also, I suppose the situation in Tokyo at the time did affect the kinds of works you were making.
Yes,
I think you made us some drawings,
Yes.
collages, and things which were kind of, directly referencing the kind of aftershocks.
About the aftershocks, yes. I make a couple of collage that, this is this is the first time I visit Tokyo in Japan, and it's new experience about the city, very crowded and very modern, and it's very distant with me, about the language also. There's a language barrier, and it's exactly like maybe in the film of Lost in Translation, something like that. Also, in other side, they became like, I think I have kind of feeling that they become more like banding all together more after the earthquake and tsunami disaster. I have an experience from the first day I came to Tokyo. Kyagi and I getting lost in the station. I think it's Tokyo Station, I forgot. And we have map, but we cannot read how to read it. And we asked a person, one is like an old man. I think he just came back from his office in the station, and excuse me, sir, where how to go to this part of the station. So, but he didn't know any English. He spoke very bare English, almost nothing. But he tried to explain with Japanese language, but here okay, we tried to manage what he say and just pick any train and then try it, but we still confused inside the train. Yeah. And yeah, there's a young guy. I think he also just came back from the office. He saw us like getting confused, very confused, reading the map. We sit on in the train, and he came to us like, "Do you need any help?" He speak a little bit English. Okay, we need to go here. Okay, follow me. Then he accompanied us to which part of the station that we should take until we get the right train. And fortunately, he also in the same direction with us. So yeah, he accompanied us. And then in the middle, when we try to get the right train, the first person, the old guy that we asked before, he come to us like very hard run, bring a map of the metro subway map, and he apologized like, I'm sorry, but in Japanese, sorry, he's supposed to be something like that, and he tried to explain the right direction with sweating, just running,
so
sweating.
He was working on
yes, working. He tried to correct it. So yes, the young guy tried to explain. Okay, it's okay. I already managed it. Okay, so it's very. Oh my God, it's like that. It's just like that. It's amazing. Yeah, I remember this is the first day. Yeah. This is the first day I came here, and I'm like, wow. And yeah, the young guy take care of us, and we got the right train, and he is supposed to get off earlier before us, and before he left us, he passed us to another person. make sure this guy get off the rail station. So yes, and yeah, since then it's like, wow, this is the city that I want to live like forever. Yes, yeah.
I'm glad that you had this experience.
Very.
Yeah. But talking about other works that you made in Tokyo, you obviously made several sound installations using open reel. We went to buy this open reel at Akihabara, and you used Walkman and cassette tapes, all these like analog, things to record. And I'm really curious about the sounds you actually recorded in Tokyo, because you were like recording this comedy show, and then the people laugh in the TV. What made you, what was this curiosity of you recording this sounds?
Yes, in Indonesia, we grow with a lot of Japanese stuff. Google 5, Zabagaban, something like that. Yeah, as a kid, lots of stuff like Kamen Rider, something else. Yeah, inside us, we are very familiar with Japanese things and manga, comic, or anime. And yes, about the recording stuff, I choose one of comedian that very famous in Japan and also Indonesia. It's Takeshi from the Beat Takeshi Castle. He did stand-up comedy from the 70s. I record one of his performance that I found on the internet, and also I did a couple field recording during my stay in Tokyo, and I made several tapes of this. And from the last night performance in Hara Museum, I used a couple of fragments from the last year residency. So yeah, it's like personal documentation of the situation, like fragments of memories. It's not complete yet. It's never gonna be complete because human memories just can only capture fragments by fragments, and you manage to reproject it again to recall it, something like that. So, yes, it's just like personal feeling about the city and the situation there.
And also you made these collage pieces referring to Ozu Yasushiro's movie.
Yes.
I was really interested in that piece as well. Does that have to do with these memories that you just mentioned?
Yes.
And also sound?
Ozu's film is always talk about family relationship, something like this. Yeah, and also because the feeling at that situation, and I recall my family situation back in Indonesia is like, it's very sweet with Ozu's movie. So I made like a homage works to one of the Ozu's film. I made collage about that. So yes, I like the idea about the relationship, distance relationship with the family. So
and I think we also talked earlier that I think Tokyo is a city which has a very strong and long history of like experimental sound and noise music from the 1950s, I think onwards. So I think that's something which maybe you knew about and you're very interested to sort of like explore all this kind of flux of people.
That's in my excitement about Tokyo. Yes, the legacy of sounds in this country, especially in Tokyo, group like Taj Mahal Travelers, Wrestlers, the Nudes, something like that. Yoko Ono things, the Incapacitants. I came. It's exactly like I came into one of the mecca of noise music.
And you did 2 performances in
Tokyo.
Two performances in Tokyo. And they're good experiences for you, these performances?
Very good experience. It's very different back in Indonesia, like where you're doing some kind of performance of experimental music or noise music, even in an art gallery where people supposed to be, this kind of work of art, something like that. They not really appreciate something. They don't give enough appreciation, something like that. But it's okay. But when I came to Tokyo, like people be silent and just maybe they cannot enjoy the show. Maybe they also boring, but at least they try to pay attention. That's what I like about the audience here. Is they can still respect your something, give something to you. So very helpful.
That's good. Yes. So I think it's in your case, I suppose you have this kind of course, the visual memory of the city of Tokyo is something very intense, and it was changing. But you've obviously had this kind of very strong audio memory as well. Maybe you're doing these recordings. And that's a kind of different, interesting layer, a way of looking at a city, isn't it? It's kind of like sound, the sound of a city. What does Tokyo sound like? What does it sound like to you? I don't know.
What does it sound like? How is it? It's moving sound, maybe. Moving sound. Just weird. I visit Echigo's Shumari last year also.
In the countryside.
In countryside, and I made a couple of field recording also. I visit the Giamsuro House of Light, stay there for a night. It's very different. There's like rural area and this a big city. There's kind of like the place where you want to be laid back, but Tokyo is always moving. When you talk about Tokyo, there's like in your imagination, it's always moving. It's like more aggressive music, something like that. So it's very different, very pacey, very very different from back to Indonesia.
Yes. Okay, well, thanks very much, Dito.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.